Okay. All right. Hey, Casey. Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem.
Good. So tell me a little bit about yourself as a clinician.
I am currently an associate professional counselor working towards my LPC, and I'm also working towards my RPT, which is the registered play therapist. There's 3 levels or 3 stages, and I'm in the second stage, so almost there. And I love working with kids, starting from like 3 ages to like teenagers. I also work with adults, but my main bread and butter is working with kids. I really like working with kids that struggle with anxiety. And emotion dysregulation in younger children, mainly like preschool age children, and parenting for that challenging time when kids are we're in preschool and parents need extra support.
It is hard. I mean, it definitely is hard parenting a preschooler, and it requires like a specific kind of skill set, doesn't it?
Yeah, and knowledge too.
So. Yeah, for sure. I think sometimes parents, I think that's where parents have the most questions about parenting.
Really?
Like like when they're in that preschool age, like when there's like these really big emotional responses, like how do I respond to that? Do I do timeouts? Do I, what happens next? So yeah, I noticed that a good bit among that age group. Tell me a little bit about kind of like your theoretical orientation as a therapist.
I identify mostly as an Adlerian play therapist. It's more of a directive approach, and I really enjoy it because it takes concepts from child-centered, where that you're non-directive, you're person-centered, and it also implements strategies that you can use in the therapy room and strategies that you can use with the parents. So it's more of like a action plan instead of the child-centered approach where it's just you're focused on being totally present for the child, which is really important. But I also feel like some interventions are needed, and Adlerian play therapy provides that.
Yeah, I mean, we've often talked about how like child-centered work is like the basic foundation or a basic building block upon where you kind of build other things. But it sounds like you really love having those types of interventions to use in the playroom. Yeah. So I know you have been recently reading a book, and I know you have a really great book recommendation for parents. So tell me what your book recommendation is.
All right. I actually have it here with me. It's The Whole Brain Child. And we were talking about how most parents have questions for preschoolers, and this book is amazing for parents who are struggling with a kid at that age, because it explains the neurobiology and developmental psychology of children in general. And it really explains why the preschool age is such a challenging time when kiddos just like really can't like regulate their emotions because they can't. And he explains it. He explains it by breaking down the brain in 4 parts: upstairs brain, downstairs brain, left brain, right brain. And he does a fantastic job at explaining that children who are younger, preschool age, they're all downstairs brain, the primitive part of the brain. They're all right side of the brain. They're all emotional. They're all emotional. And it's our job as a parent to stay with them when they're having those big emotions and helping them through it, and not go in straight with the logic, which is our tendency to do as an adults.
Exactly.
Because we our upstairs brain is fully developed. It develops roughly, I think they said like 25 to 28 years old. So we have access to it, but the little ones don't. It's developing. But it's our natural instinct as a parent to go in with the logic, like, oh, you can't do that. You can't hit, blah, blah, blah. The child can't reason with that.
I know. And I think that's what happens is parents go into that logic and they over-explain to little ones, and it doesn't work. And that's where a lot of parenting techniques fall flat with our preschool or little kids.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And he does such a great job at explaining how to co-regulate with your child. And once they're calm, then you can go in with the logic. Because if they're in that emotion dysregulation, it's just one ear and out the other. Like they just can't. And he gives 12 strategies on how to help them
Okay.
and cope with their whole brain, which hence the name of the book, The Whole Brain Child, instead of being stuck in the right side or in the primitive side when they are having these big emotions.
Sure. Any other important takeaways from the book?
No, just to read it. It's on Audible.
Okay.
And it's super easy to read, and it's
Yes.
I can't recommend it enough. It's not like a textbook, which I think
Yeah.
most parents, when they get resources, it's too heavy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it's too heavy. Like it's very reader friendly. And the way Dan Siegel explains things, it just makes sense. So
yeah, he's a really great writer.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
All right.